it play and call it work.
MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to another bunker update. This time, I'm going to show you some walls and some awesomeness. I'm super excited for this because when you see walls, it just takes any sort of question out of your mind what's going to be there. And that's exactly what we're going to look at. Come follow me. Let's start down here. We'll save the best for last. Oh, hold on. Let's change the settings so that you can see on camera. I just double checked. Looks like you can see better than I can see in real life. So this is the store. Not a whole lot of progress here. Nope, that's a lie. There isn't obvious progress. For example, this right here is a new entrance that's been cut out of the hole of the wall. It's been cut out of the wall, not the hole. You don't cut out of a hole. That doesn't make any sense. Just testing to see if you're listening to what I was saying. Your heads are up now, right? Because you're painting. You're like, wait, that made no sense. You're absolutely right. That made no sense, but you are paying attention. That's good, except for you towel players. Get that model out of your hand. Oh, look. Got an extension cord right here. That means we can flick the switch to downstairs. Oh, would you look at this? We have strapped walls, which is great because even the hallways will be themed. I kid you not. They will be themed. Moderately themed. Not as much as the studios or bunk rooms, but they will be moderately themed. Because when you enter from that new entryway, which is kind of Beetlejuice-esque because it was cut right out of the bricks, you're going to enter a themed hallway. And that will be your first taste of what the MiniWarGaming experience will be for you when you enter the building. It's like, whoa, whoa. That's like the feeling that I hope will be felt by visitors, such as yourselves. Because obviously, if you're watching this video, you plan on one day coming here and participating in all of this chaosy goodness. Just looking here and seeing walls framed and HVAC units installed with venting. And just to give you that update. This is a construction update, in case you couldn't tell. You're not going to see any aesthetic updates. In this video, you'll see construction update. So the tournament room, the walls have been strapped. I met with a design artist. What day is it today? Yesterday. So what's going to happen is this will become a manufactorum munitions cargo bay room, something like that. We'll call it that. It's going to be Imperium themed, and there's going to be elements from different terrain pieces that I've seen in real life that will be applied to the walls here. And it's all going to be designed out, mathed out, and the actual construction crew will be constructing it this time, not the bunker crew. They're working on the studios. So we're doing this for a couple of reasons. One is to save time. Another one is this is quite large, and it just makes sense that the actual construction of this be done by the construction crew that's in here already doing the strapping and everything else. Because it's just a matter of math at that point. They look at the designs, and they look at the pieces that need to be cut, and for the carpenters, it's like an everyday thing. So that's kind of the logic that I was thinking of. And the big thing there, though, is the time. It'd be a lot faster if they did it, which is why they're going to do it. And then afterwards, we'll have the bunker crew in here and add embellishments, such as 3D printed items or painting highlights on the walls. All of that stuff will be done by the bunker crew. HVAC units. Oh, by the way, the ceiling is going to be painted black, and these HVAC units will remain exposed because it's all going to be part of the aesthetic of the room in here. Oh, by the way, I got to give props to Hunter for thinking of this idea because I'm totally using this idea as the design in this room. Picture this back wall right here. Massive cargo bay door. Talking like 25 feet wide, all the way up to the ceiling, and just huge. Just picture the machine or vehicle that would be going in and out of here. Completely facade, but actually not facade. It's going to be real because in our minds it's real. But that's what it's going to be. So that the goal is when you walk in through the entrance where we just came through, you see this wall and it's like, wow, look at that huge bay door down there. what's stored on the other side of this massive room, because there's another massive room in behind there. And there's the perfect terrain piece that I'm using as a reference, which I grabbed from a terrain piece that I saw. I grabbed the idea from, I didn't actually grab the physical terrain piece because that'd be stealing, because I saw it at Warhammer World, and we don't steal from Warhammer World. That just doesn't make sense, because they're friends. Friends don't steal from each other. Right, Josh?
Well,
Josh is holding
borrow.
the camera. Well, yeah, it's borrow, yeah, for an
Steal
undetermined.
from a friend, it's borrowing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Let's enter one of the studios. Each studio is constructed the exact same in terms of square footage. Each one is 14.5 feet by 12.5 feet. And this studio in particular, the Age of Sigmar themed studio. Oh, by the way, a name for this studio has not been coined yet. So, suggestions, please, in the comments below. What do you think the Age of Sigmar themed studio should be called? These are the details. You know that the realm gates are in the middle. There's 4 realm gates, and there's 4 walls, and each wall represents a different, like you're looking here, and this is the heavens wall, that's the fire wall, that's the life wall, and that's the death wall, okay? And then there's a realm gate in the middle of each one, and it shows the opposite or very contrasty realm on the other side of it. So that's kind of the theme. So you're like in the middle of nowhere almost. That's what this room is, because you see realm gates and you see the outsides of realm gates. And so this space as it is kind of like the in-between space. What would you name this room? Please leave your comments. But this is the studio, and each room will be very nicely temperature controlled. Lights, plugins, and just space. Because right now, currently, we have a lot of stuff in our studios. We have a gaming table, we have side tables, we have decorations that impede on the footprint of the room, we have cabinets. In the new studios, the one that you are in right now will have 3 things. It's going to have the gaming table, and it's going to have side tables, possibly a couple chairs, but that's it. So everything else that's needed is right in the hallway. All the terrain, it's in the hallway. Models, hallway. Gaming mats, that's also in the hallway. So there's really no need for anything else. If there's any models or temporary things that need to be in the studios, like dice or templates or whatever, that's stored in the gaming table itself, and it doesn't have to be anywhere scattered. So there's going to be plenty of room for wargamers to walk around the table and just feel like they're not cramped. That's the one thing that I would have changed had I gone back, but that's hindsight, and that's the learning curve of the earlier studios. I can apply that experience to this, and that's what's happening now. We have plenty of space here, and you will have plenty of space when you're here visiting us, because that's what we want you to do, have plenty of space and look at all the stuff. We want you to remember when you're looking at the firewall, like, oh, that's hot. That's what we want you to remember. We don't want you to remember, oh man, there's no room. No, it was really cool looking, but man, I didn't have any space. Like that's what I don't want. That's a no-no. We don't want that. Space, it's a very important thing. Carpet on the floor, a couple reasons. One for comfort, another one is sound absorption. So, when you're standing up for however many hours playing the game, your feet won't kill you, heels won't kill you. And also walking around, talking, whatever, the sound's not going to bounce off the ground. It'll just get absorbed. So that'll help as well. The walls, there's going to be, for sound dampening, this is the plan, okay? We got a band of insulation. We have drywall on either side. Then we have the panels. Each panel has a frame, and on top of that frame is MDF of varying thicknesses. And then within the framed panel will be folded cardboard to help break up the sound waves, so it all gets jumbled in the wall. Plus, the ceiling will also be insulated. Plus, this outside wall will be insulated. So that's about the best that we're able to do under the circumstances. So that's what the plan is. And so we shall see. Currently, in our and current situation, there's a room in between studios with the exception of the Forge and the Warzone studio. There's just a wall in between that. And when there's a dice a-rolling and when there's a screams a-yelling, you can hear it, especially through the vents and through the wall. You can hear it. And that's fine, because this just is what it is, right? But here, my feeling and my guess is that it'll be a bit better even though it's right next to it, because of all of the insulation and absorption, right? And ultimately, we shall see. 1 of 6. That's why it's Age of Sigmar. It's Chaos, Orcs, Vatarak, which is Imperium, Carriage and Overlords, or Steampunk. And then on the very last one here is Necromunda themed. And that's right there. So all 6. Each one hardwired for live streaming. They can be directly connected to a computer, and we can stream live shows, whether they be battle reports or role-playing sessions. That's all part of the plan too, just so you guys are aware. Just so you know too, Josh. I don't know if I told you that, but
I think you told me that.
that's all part of the plan. It's all funness and goodness. Let's go upstairs. What do you think?
Yeah, good.
Should we go upstairs? Yeah. And about the sound traveling through vents and stuff, it's like the vent goes out here to the unit, and then it goes back in to the next room. So it's not like there's like vents going from room to room, so that there's very little blockage of sound. So that's what I like. This is the cafeteria. This will also be themed. So when you eat, you will be eating in amongst the supply crates and the munitions that will be surrounding you. Now it's time to see the bunk rooms. Here we are. By the way, the hallways up here will be themed moderately. Let's start here, shall we? I don't know if you guys have a visual of what it looked like before. Actually, no. Just to give you an idea, this is what it looked like before. And then here is another one of the rooms. The flooring right now is like everything up here is basically going to be gutted. So brand new windows, brand new floors and walls and trim, new lighting installed. And on top of the bones of the walls will be the aesthetics of the rooms. This is what it looks like now. We got the walls up. This is the front room. Thinking right now, we're kind of juggling some ideas of this room being a convertible room from multi-person staying to few people staying. Juggling right now as to which one we'll go with. This one has its own ensuite. They all have their own ensuite, by the way. That's in there. Looks like the plumbing has started. The walls are 2x6 thickness. They will each be insulated. All sound code, fire code. Here we have another one. This room will accommodate 2 guests and with their own ensuite. And then across the hall, we will have another. It's approximately the same size as the one across the hall with its own ensuite. Each room will be themed a different theme. It'll be unique. On par with the studios. That's the idea of the theming. In terms of cool factor, detail, quality. Here's another with its own ensuite. This bathroom is a good size, and this one. They're actually all good size, but this one in particular, for some reason, feels like it's large. So, we're going to Casper our way out of here. This is going to be moved over, and we are adding another bathroom in there. I talked to a general contractor, said I wanted that to happen before any further progress was made, because the plumbing's already there, we just have to move the wall. But we have to go back and forth with the architect so he can sign off on that. The reason why is because originally there was going to be a bathroom installed here in this large room, and it would have to go here, which would cut off about 30% of the room. So I thought, well, instead of that, why don't we just have a bathroom right there, servicing this room, And then the whole room can remain untouched, right? All intact for more gaming and more people possibly, right? Because in my mind, I see this as a lounge. Lounge / possible guest room, right? Be convertible. Well, we'll play with it. We'll have the option for both. At the end of the day, that's what it'll be. We'll have options. Whereas if we cut that, that cuts options, right? In terms of capacity and space. But here's the room. Picture this room with gaming tables at night. When you're staying here, come in this room and playing with a buddy, stay up to the wee hours of the morning, to whenever you want. This is, right now we are above the, just before the tournament starts, so above the offices. So there's not going to be anyone down there late at night. So you can be as loud as you want. Yeah, you're surrounded by loud neighbors, so that's fine. You're actually not surrounded by loud neighbors, but you're far away from stuff, so no one will ever hear. So it's all good. Have fun and be loud is what I'm saying. In this room as well, will be themed. It'll all be carpeted because of comfort and sound. And this is it. This is the rooms. These are the rooms, and I wanted to show you because this is huge progress. We're talking walls, like they're up. There's no guesswork in my mind. It's like, okay, this is what it's going to look like because these studs are up, skeletons up, and that's very exciting. So exciting because you guys know when we started this, it was way back how many months ago, and to see this and to see all the HVAC happening and the plumbing starting. All the holes have been cut. Here's an emergency door right here that I'm looking at, and the staircase is going to go down into the alleyway. All part of code and updating the building. It's just exciting. I'm super excited for it. So yeah, let's go back in. So that's it for today. That's it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in to the bunker update. Obviously, you don't see anything on the outside yet. That is priority number 2, because once we get everything done on the inside, then we'll focus on the outside. But just so you know, it is part of the plan to also theme and aesthetic the outside. And I'm also very excited for that, because when you look at this building, you'll see it from afar, and you will pick it out from the rest of the buildings on the street, and you'll instantly recognize it as a place of fun to go to and to want to go inside and see what happens there. Even if you're not a wargamer. You know what? I want to know. I'm just going around the street afterwards and see people's reactions. Just like talk to the neighbors and be like, hey, you kind of like play all, like do an acting job, like don't let them know that I'm a part of it. And it's like, hey, have you seen that new building down the street? You're like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to go in there. I'm like, oh yeah, you should go in there. You should totally go in there and go see the studios and see the rooms upstairs that you can possibly sleep in, or the escape rooms downstairs, or the tournament room, or whatever, or check out the gaming store. Whatever it happens to be, I think that'll be very exciting down the road. And I can see it. The end is in sight. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's extremely exciting because look at all this. Next time I update, there will be more prettiness to show you, more panels and more goodies that way. This time I wanted to show you all this stuff because this is the foundation. You need to be able to see this stuff in order to see all that other good stuff. Otherwise, there's nothing for that other good stuff to go on to. Please do leave your comments below. Let me know the name of the Age of Sigmar studio and also the name of the Chaos studio, because we are also in the middle of constructing that. And I need to know the name of that. In fact, in addition to this, I'm also going to put a poll on Facebook, and I'm going to ask people what they think it should be called, because that studio is near and dear to my heart, and I want that to be named something special. So please do leave your ideas for that. Thank you very much, and happy wargaming.